Hello, podcast fans. Adam Carolla here. I'm leading the fight against patent trolls who are threatening this medium. It's not about me. It's about the podcast you're listening to right now. If I go down, this show could be next. So visit fundanything.com/patent troll for more information on how you can keep podcasting alive. Thank you and mahalo.
You are now listening to the Jay Porks Experience. Listen free on iTunes or at theandydareshow.com. Now, here's Jay!
Yo, what is the word, people? Welcome to another action-packed edition of the Jay Porks Experience. I'm Jay Porks. With me, as always, on the other side of the glass, making sure this is a well-oiled podcast machine every week. Let me double-check this name again. Oh, is nobody. Tons of shit went down. Okay? Tons of shit went down. And I'm going to get to it. But first, I'm going to give you the list of websites you need to go to help keep me in business. And we're going to go in a different order here, and you'll know why later on. I need you to go to theandydeershow.com for all your Deer Network podcast needs. That's for the Tyler Cale Show. That's for the Andy Deer Show, the flagship show. And that's for every week. The New York accent, the Jay Porks Experience, right here. Sometimes we get the smooth operators with Tyler and Andy. I mean, it's just full of goodness that you should be experiencing at theandydeershow.com. Remember to click all those ads and buy stuff because you're going to buy stuff anyway. I also need you to go to ChristinaRocks.com, hang the DJ. She hosts the Time Warp on Sunday morning. I always want to say on the weekends. Christina, tell your boss to let you do Saturdays too. Anyway, Sunday morning, 8 a.m. to 12 noon, old school alternative. It's called the Time Warp. It's on 89xradio.com, streamed worldwide, a division of Bell Media. I exited to play some Ween, and I slept totally through the Time Warp yesterday, so sorry about that. Yeah, I actually thought today was Sunday up until about 5 minutes ago. I don't know why, just feels like a Sunday. Feels lazy to me. I also needed to go to anniequiet.com. That's your source for quality. Up on anniequiet.com right now, you can read the live album review of The Screaming Females. You can read tour dates from Failure. Failure have announced the Tree of Stars North American tour. Their first tour in 17 years, I believe. Believe that's the case. You can also, Courtney Love and Hole reunite the classic 90s lineup. Courtney Love, Ederson, Off Day Moore, and Schmel are back. Foxy Shazam give away Gonzo for free. You could download that at their Bandcamp website. I downloaded it. I heard a few tracks. I don't think it's that terrible. I think it just sounds free to me. That's how it sounds. It sounds free. It's still not my favorite as compared to their last album, The Church of Rock and Roll, but I will try to see them live. I think the end of May they're playing the Bowery Ballroom, and I'm going to try to get myself there. Also, last week was the Flaming Lips assail their credibility with Flaming Side of the Moon. They did Dark Side of the Moon. They're an accompaniment to Dark Side of the Moon, an accompany album. And they synced it up to Wizard of Oz, and a lot of people are mad that the Flaming Lips keep releasing stuff, and they want the Flaming Lips to go away. Jack White released a new album on April Fool's Day. I was across the country when that happened, so I'm telling you about it now. And Mastodon announced a new album, Once More Around the Sun. Mastodon. Now, me and Pam have this joke. When you say Mastodon, it's not just Mastodon. You can't say Mastodon just regular in a sense. You have to say Mastodon. That's what it is. Mastodon. So the new album, Once More Around the Sun, that's coming out this year. It's solid. It's a large slab of granite. That's what we're being told from their camp. And, keep your eye out for anniequiet.com. Follow them on Twitter. They're your source for everything quality. And concertconfessions.com. The only place you could find live music, news, and reviews for fans, by fans. besides Jack White tour dates being up, topping off the scroll this week. I can't read it. Okay. Topping off the scroll this week is 2 nights of the Meat Puppets and the Moist Boys in the great Rocky Mountain state of Colorado. And you know who wrote these bad boys? Your boy right here, Jay Porks. Yes, that's right. I got on a plane and I went to fucking Colorado to see some awesome music and to smoke weed legally, to legally obtain marijuana in a store. And I'm going to get into the marijuana part of that in the second part of the podcast. But right now, I want to talk to you about some epic fucking shows that I got to see, that I got to witness on Tuesday and Wednesday night. Amazing. The Gothic Theater in Denver was the first night. And if you go to concertconfessions.com and you click these reviews, I'm going to leave you the links in the notes, but check these fucking pictures out. Look at me. I'm acting as if I was a real photographer for a little while, and it's fucking great. So the Moist Boys and the Meat Puppets. The Moist Boys are Dean Ween's latest band. Dean Ween, Nick, what is it, Olivo? Nick from from Queens of the Stone Age, Guy Heller, and Stephen Haas tours on guitar, and he's from another band too. They are fucking, listen. Last year on Record Store Day, I got to write an article for Annie Quiet when Moist Boys released Paperboy for Record Store Day, and I didn't really, I had to look up Moist Boys to see that these guys have been around since the 90s. They've always been around. It's not like, oh, Ween broke up and Dean Ween decided to start a new band. This band was always happening. Dean Ween and Guy Heller, also known as Mickey Moist, is Dean Ween, and Dick Moist is Guy Heller. It's insane. These guys are fucking heavy, okay? This guy, Guy Heller, is literally insane. In the best kind of way. These guys have 5 albums. All of their fucking songs were just laced with fury. It's an absolute molestation on guitar. The Diener killing it. And it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt that the fucking Meat Puppets opened the first night. It doesn't hurt that I already got to see some awesome music. So, the Moist Boys, and I got tons of video too. And the reason why I got tons of video is for strictly this reason. Because Dean Ween hates cameras. And I wanted to be a fucking dick. And I was. I mean, listen, when I'm taking video, my camera never interferes with anything anyone else is doing. I'm not one of those guys who has his hands up. I don't do that. The key is to always have your camera at chest level. Do not block the people behind you, because everybody is trying to see a show. Not everybody is here to work. Me and one girl was here to work. I think Guy Heller's girlfriend is a photographer. She had a bitchin' camera too. Not as bitchin' as the one I was rocking. My buddy Linda Kite lent me this camera's like $1,000 at least, and it puts a hurting on your neck, but it takes some awesome fucking pictures. I was running around that place like crazy, just taking shots. It was actually during the shows was the only time where I forgot that I was actually in Colorado, that it was not New York City anymore, and I was getting so made fun of for this voice. The way I say things when I said I wanted a call service, and they're like, call service. They're making fun of me and shit. It was fucking great. It was great. I met some awesome people. Met some awesome folks. Everybody who I met, either backstage, at the merch table, anyone who gave me music, anybody who is listening to this podcast now for the first time ever, welcome and thank you, and I love you. Everybody in Colorado was so accepting, so humble, made my experience so great. It was just so incredible. And I'm so happy that happened, even if it was for 4 days. It was incredible. So the Meat Puppets opened for the Moist Boys at the Gothic Theater in Denver on Tuesday night. I landed Monday night. We slept, then we went into town, saw the Meat Puppets and the Moist Boys. Then the next night was in Boulder. Boulder is a cool fucking college town, okay? We were walking around. We were walking around the University of Colorado, and me and my buddy Dennis, the Meat Puppets manager, me and him were walking around killing time until the show tonight, until the show on Wednesday night, and we decided, hey, let's take in a class at the University of Colorado. Fuck it, why not? And we did. We took in some psych class. We learned about vertigo and motion sickness and how all that those two things are caused by crystals in your ears, and they stick to the hairs in your ears, and when they get dislodged, it causes you to be confused and stuff. And yeah, right? I mean, look at me. I know stuff. And besides that, there were some stellar looking women in this class. I'm talking stellar. I'm trying to find 100 grand just to attend to one of these fucking classes, just to hang out with these chicks. Even there was a girl in a wheelchair who was hot. And I don't think that's wrong of me to say. Is that wrong? She was hot. Fuck it. Had a pretty face. She smiled at me too. She was in my row. Because we were in the back, because we're badasses. And they were showing us a video about how a cat always lands on his feet. It was really fucking cool. And then I went to before the night in Boulder at the Fox Theater. There's this deli across the street. So me and Pulowski decide, hey, let's go get something to eat. Sounds like a plan, right? They make good sandwiches here. Oh, good, okay. I spot a chicken parm hero on the menu. I'm like, you know what? I'm from New York. Let's just kick it East Coast with a nice chicken parmesan hero. Can't go wrong with that, right? So the guy makes this sandwich. And it's got grilled chicken on it, and it's like cut into strips. It's not a cutlet. It's cut into strips. It's got grilled chicken. There's a little bit of sauce there. It's like it's light. And there's bruschetta. There's lettuce. There's tomato. But dude, where the fuck's my chicken parm hero? What is this? This is a chicken wrap on Italian bread. Chicken parmesan hero, fried chicken cutlet, mutts, sauce. And if you guys are doing it wrong in your town too, then you should start doing it right. Because here's the thing about New York. It's a Nazi police state, and us people like me want to get out. So we're going to be all over the country. And we would appreciate it if you'd learn how to make a chicken parmesan hero. It was a good sandwich. The sandwich was good. Luckily, I like all those things. But what in God's name are you doing? Putting bruschetta on my chicken parmesan hero. The nerve. I didn't even see any mutts. Was there mutts on there? Where's the mutts? Crazy. So then we got across the street to Boulder. We got across the street to the Fox Theater. And me and Shannon went to Starbucks real fast, and then eventually it was showtime. And if you go, and also at Concert Confessions, night 2, the review was here, and night 2 is different because the Meat Puppets are headlining, and the Moist Boys open, and they open at 9. Doors open at 8:30, and they changed up the set list a little bit, but they continued to slay. They fucking destroyed shit. They played a song called 1.0 Fuck No. That shit was crazy. There's another song. They said they had a song called My War that they had to throw off the record because when they realized Black Flag had a song by that name. Black Train's also a good song. These are all in their... I got the videos in the review, and I got the videos on my YouTube page. I will link you up to all of them. But me and Troy Mice... Or is it Meese? I think it's Mice. Me and Troy played rhythm guitar in the Meat Puppets in 1994. Sorry to name drop. And me and him were talking on Thursday, and he was talking about the Moist Boys. He's like, these guys are fucking heavy, man. That song, The Tweaker, is when Guy Heller's like, I am the Tweaker. It's fucking insane. And I totally agreed. So I just keep watching the video from The Tweaker. And if you're my friend on Facebook, you see that I continuously keep sharing videos because I'm not done, because Verizon Fios sucks and I have to keep uploading videos and uploading and uploading and uploading and uploading. And it takes so long, but it's all so good. And the Meat Puppets killed it both nights too. The Meat Puppets, I mean, they always slay shit. I've seen this band. This is 15 times now I've seen this band. And and I'm a guy who's easily bored. And for them to continuously slay, for me to I never leave a Meat Puppet show and say to myself, oh man, I wish they did this. Actually, I do. One time. Not I wish they did this, but we got Dean Ween and Kurt Kirkwood here. Come on, Dean, come on stage and fucking jam. You don't want to jam? That would have been awesome. Come out and play Silver Wings or some shit. I mean, that's the only thing that bothered me, but it was all business. These guys are all business. I wanted to take a picture with Diener backstage, but you can't talk to them. I mean, listen, he's a nice guy, but I'm very intimidated when I'm hanging out with my guitar heroes. I mean, I was in a room for about 2 days. I was hanging out with two of my favorite guitar players of all time. Just think about that for a second. I'm in a room with Kurt Kirkwood and Dean Ween. Dean Ween turns to Chris and shows him this riff, and he's like, hey, check this out. And Chris is like, yeah, man, that's sick. And I'm just sitting there, spectator, taking it all in, with my all-access pass stuck to my shirt or my jacket. On the other side of the fucking country. I was talking to people, and they're looking at me. They're looking at me like waiting for me to... These people are waiting for me to drop my funny voice and talk normal. They didn't realize that. This is my voice. I'm an animated character who's from the big city. The big city, the small borough. I mean, amazing. Amazing. To go across the country to be with my friends who made it easy. Was just great. And it was great to get out of fucking Staten Island for a couple of days. And I got back on the concert wagon, and I got the reviews up at concertconfessions.com. There is no better feeling for me than when I publish a review and I hit done and I read it and it's good and the videos are good and the pictures are good. I just sit there and bask for a minute. People always tell me, how do you do work after concerts? I fucking love it. It is the best feeling in the world. Sharing my experience with the world. And that's what Concert Confessions is all about, man. It's all about fans. Fans like me. Fans like me who get to go to shows and who wanna share with you their experiences. And I'm gonna need, and I know there's people out there that want to join our family. I met some cool people in Colorado. If you guys go to shows and want to write some reviews, if you want to write reviews from the Bluebird, in Colorado, the Fox Theater, or the Gothic, you can do that. Just hit me up on Twitter at jporks or email me something. You get in touch with me. If you can listen to this podcast, you have a way to get in touch with me. So you get in touch with me, and we're gonna hook you up. And if I met you in Colorado, I need you to be my friend on Facebook because you are awesome. And I got some music that I got to listen to that I will be listening to. I have not listened to it yet. I got home Friday morning at 5:30 Eastern time after taking off at midnight Mountain time. There's another mind fuck. Mountain time. You don't know what the fuck time it is. I know California's 3 hours. I know Chicago's 1 hour. But what is with this mountain time? MDT. It was weird, like being because we stayed in the Indian Hills. We stayed in the mountains. We were over a mile high. The altitude really gets to you. And when I say this, meaning like I landed on Monday. I got picked up from the airport, and my friends told me, Linda, Matt, and Ellen, they told me, you got to drink a lot of water. And I said, yeah, I know, I'll drink a lot of water. They said, no, seriously, don't take the altitude lightly. Drink a lot of water. So I said, okay. So I had a couple of glasses of water, and I went to sleep. On Monday night, Tuesday night, I wake up. I'm on the bathroom floor with a bump on my head, a pain in my jaw, and a sick headache. I must have fell. I must have got up to empty my bladder and fell and hit the floor hard. I woke up and that hurt. I was on the bathroom floor. I'm like, what's going on? I haven't even taken any drugs. What is going on here? What is this? I'm glad I didn't wake up anybody. That must have made a loud noise. There was that, and I'm happy that there was Wi-Fi in the mountains. It's good times. I couldn't upload my videos there because I think it was Xfinity internet service they have. Every time I went to add 17 videos to the queue, it fucking Google Chrome crashed. It was pretty weird. But I got them up. Also, you might be wondering, you might be asking yourself, so Jay, why haven't you talked about legal weed yet, besides in the open? Well, because I got a whole second half of a podcast to do that. We're going to dive into the J Pork's Tourist Guide to Smoking Marijuana in Colorado when we come back after this.
Hey everybody, it's Andy from the Andy Dare Show here. Just want to say that I am super proud to have the J Pork's Experience be part of Dare Network. And if you want to keep my little podcast network completely free, all you got to do is go to theandydareshow.com, look on the right-hand side of the page, and you'll click on the Amazon banners for all your Amazon needs, and you'll tip your cap to the J Pork's Experience and all the fine broadcasting here on Dare Network. Also, be sure to follow Jay on Twitter at JPorks, Instagram at JPorks, and jporks.blogspot.com. Thank you so much for listening, and back to the J Pork's Experience.
And we are back. I'm still amazed. I'm still so happy that all this went down. And before I jump into recreational marijuana in Colorado, I just want to say that including getting back on the concert bandwagon with the Meat Puppets and the Moist Boys, I will be seeing Local H at the Mercury Lounge April 21st. That's an early show. Doors at 6:30 or something, which is just like sex to me. Being able to get home to Staten Island before midnight after seeing an epic band that I love. So I get to see them. At the end of May, I'm looking at Foxy Shazam at the Bowery Ballroom. Just let me get a couple of dollars together and I'll be there. Also, there's a couple of things I'm looking at. I'm looking at Summerland at Irving Plaza in June, I believe. And I'm also looking into 311 at Asbury, Stone Pony Summer Stage. I hate that place, but I'll go because I'm trying to fill up the concert calendar here. I'm actually at 92 concerts that I have written reviews about. 92. So let's break 100. Do you want to break? I want to break 100 this year. If you're listening, help me break 100. I've got at PNC Bank Arts Center, I saw that John Fogerty and Jackson Brown have a double bill. I would fucking love to go to that. So if you want to drive me there and drive me home, I will pay for your $25 ticket, and we get to sit on the lawn and listen to hits from old folks all night long. I'm so down with that. So if you want to go to that, holler at me. I will buy you in. We're still doing the I will buy you into shows for rides. We're still doing that. So, I land in Colorado on Monday. And I'm with friends, and I'm talking about buying weed. And it was mentioned to me that we would be able to get pot from not the store, somebody under the table. And I said, whoa. When in Rome, let's do like the Romans, When in Colorado, let's go to the weed store. So we did. So Tuesday, before the gig at the Gothic Theater, we were in Lakewood. Lakewood, there's a big lake, there's a nice park, and there's also a lot of weed stores. So we went into this place. Let me get the business card, because I'm suggesting them. If you end up in Colorado, I need you to go to Edgewater. That's what it is. Go to 2553 Sheridan Boulevard in Edgewater, Colorado. at New Age Medical, the hire supplier. Go to them. They will hook you up. There's a guy working there from Long Island. He said he moved out here only for this. That's what he said. So we go in the store. We're walking to the store, and there were these kids on the street handing out flyers in front of one weed store. They're in front. I think they're 18, 19, 20 years old. They're handing out business cards, and they're like, "Don't go to this store. Go to the one down the street. You get 10% off." Okay, so with coupon in tow, we went up to New Age Medical, and it's got big signs that say rec on it, so you know that it's not only medical marijuana anymore. I guess all the medical places, once this bill passed, they kind of said, hey, we got to sell recreational too. So on one side of the store, you walk into the store, there's a painting on the wall of like what's the guy's name? The guy who did the art in Hunter S. Thompson's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. There's a partial drawing of them in the car on the wall behind the cashiers, and there's a counter, and you go in, and it's this house kind of place, and you have to show the girl your ID at the door, and then she lets you in, and then you go in, and there's two sides. One, they go, guys, this side of the store is for medical stuff only. You need a prescription to get it. This side is for recreational. So I said, okay, let's check it out. So they're showing me. So this guy is reaching down for the weed, and he's taking it out of his little bottle and stuff and showing it to me. He's showing me Girl Scout cookies. He's showing me some OG Kush, I believe that there was there in the sativa category. But I was into an indica. As I told the guy, I said, listen, I've been smoking in New York City what I've been led to believe is Girl Scout cookies. So I kind of want to try something new. So he's like, okay. Why don't you try this OG Death Star? Yes, Death Star, like the fucking Star Wars. Is it Star Wars? Yeah, the fucking Death Star. That's what it's called. I uploaded a picture on my Instagram. I'll share it on the notes. So, if you're from out of town, if you don't live in Colorado, you're allowed to buy an eighth of an ounce of pot legally and have it on you. So I bought this for $50 plus $9 tax. Now, people flipped out when I told them that I paid the $9 tax. They're like, oh my God. They're like, you see? That's what happens. That's what happens when it's legal. It gets taxed. Dude. I buy eighths illegally for $50. Let's put it this way. If I was the type of person who was to not smoke pot legally, let's just say I was the type to smoke pot every day. If that was the case, perhaps, theoretically speaking. Theoretically speaking, I might get the same thing for $50 out here. Theoretically speaking, I'd rather pay $9 in order to have it legally in my fucking pocket and not have to worry about if I tell some stranger on the street to go fuck himself and I have to punch his lights out, and when I go to jail, I'm going to go to jail for fucking possession of marijuana. I don't need that shit. I don't need the stress. So the weight of the world lifted off my shoulders as I'm allowed to walk around this town with it in my pocket. So the first night at the Fox Theater, I'm at the merch table doing something. I don't know what I was doing. I was back and forth, and some guy comes up to me, some kid, and he's like, "Do you smoke weed?" And I got him. I'm like, "Legally, sir." You know, being all abiding with the law. I said, sir, I smoke legal weed. You know, I bought it in the store. I went down the street. He's like, yeah, no, it's cool. He's like, I grow my own. So, and he takes out this medicine bottle, this prescription thing, and he hands me a bud. He's like, I grow this myself, you know, check it out. So I'm like, oh my God. So I took it and I threw it in with my OG Death Star. And I was on my way. And backstage, I forgot who it was, somebody had some OG Kush. I think it was Shannon. He's like, here, yo, take a little bud. I'm like, oh shit, all right. And we're just smoke. I mean, backstage in Boulder, there was like 30 people there, and there was like 50 joints going. Well, not 50 joints, 50 pipes, vapes. They were doing wax. There was some guy there doing the wax daps thing. He had a blowtorch and a carbon monoxide thing. It looked too intense. Everybody who did it looked like they were half dead. I was not about to fuck with that. And there was edible treats galore, edible treats everywhere. Brownies, fuck everything. Wednesday night, Thursday morning before I left, I was trying to finish my weed because I got to go to the airport, and I'm not bringing, I'm not in the mood to break laws. So I got 4 fat fucking joints left, and I'm trying to finish all this stuff. I mean, that's why the night before when I was backstage, I just kept rolling up joints, passing them. I don't need them back. Just here, smoke it. Somebody smoke it. Somebody smoke it because it's way too much pot for me to smoke. So before I went into the airport, I ate these muffins, these chocolate chip muffins that were sugar-free, gluten-free, but they were made with a coconut oil, I believe it is, that is an indica base. So they were edible pot, didn't taste like pot at all. Fucking incredible things that I wish I was able to delve into the edible treats more during my time there. That really would have been exciting for me to do. But next time. There will always be a next time. So I'm sitting in the airport fucking like a spaceman, like just looking up. Because, you get rid of all your stuff before you go home. And I kind of contemplated what would the thing with the edible treats be on the plane? Why can't I, But why chance it? Why chance it? They probably don't even let you bring food. It's actually law. You're not allowed to have weed in the airport at all. So I kind of broke the law the first time when I went to print out my ticket. But it's okay. It was so fun. I'm already planning a second trip to Colorado. I've got the alerts set up for all these travel websites. They're sending me information on round trip fares. There's a Comfort Inn that has a free shuttle to the Denver airport. So that next time I'm going to plan a trip. I don't need to see, it doesn't need to be to see a show. Just get out of New York, go on a trip, stay at that Comfort Inn, bring someone who drives, and we drive into town, and we buy fucking weed, and we come back to the hotel and we smoke fucking weed. Simple as that. You can't smoke it outside. Don't break the law. I did smoke some outside in a park, but that's all. Again, I had none. I had to get rid of it. I also tried some sarsaparilla. It's a THC infused root beer type drink. Fucking incredible. Everything was so incredible. So if you drive and you want to go to Colorado, come talk to me because I'm going back. I have to go back. And especially if we can go back in the summertime where we don't have to worry about getting snowed on, because Wednesday night, Thursday morning, there was about 10 inches of snow, I think, in Colorado. I woke up and I'm like, oh my God, how's my flight going to be? But the thing about Colorado is that the sun comes out, the snow melts, it's all fine. Perfect snowball snow. You can make some epic snowballs with that. It was amazing. It's funny, I'm in Colorado and everyone's like, oh, I heard you had a rough winter back east. You guys are Colorado. For you guys to know we had a rough winter is bad. That's terrible. That means it was really bad. So let's go out to Colorado this summer. Smoking weed. Imagine you go to the store. Just think about it. Just think about this for a second. You go to the store, and the guy's like, well, I got this. Well, I got that. And these guys look so high that I almost said it looks like they smoke pot for a living. They do smoke pot for a living. And we were smoking on my friend. She's my friend now. Oh, come on. I know her name. I totally forgot her name. Shit. Anyway. We're smoking. Dude. This is. What I'm trying to tell you is that it was just a week of a fog for me. Because once, your pot receptors are not working after a while. We smoked a joint at fucking Red Rocks. Red Rocks Amphitheater. It was under construction. And we hopped the fence. Not hopped the fence, but like went through the fence and climbed on something. And we smoked a joint on stage at the Red Rocks Amphitheater. I got pictures of it. It's my new Twitter avatar. Insane. We should go there, buy some weed, catch a Rockies game. Downtown Denver's a nice place. All nice places. University of Colorado is insane. What a campus. Great place to get lost during the day. My father actually spent a summer in Colorado, and he was telling me that that's right by where his house was, which is interesting. So, gotta go back. The main thing is, must go back. Here's what I do with my nights now is look for fares to Colorado and watch Moist Boys videos. That's all I do. I want you need to go to my YouTube page. You need to go to Concert Confessions and read my reviews. Because I'm not fucking writing shit for no reason. And a couple of times, I've sat here and read the review to you during the podcast. I didn't just do that now. I just told you what happened. There are words there. There are set lists. There are photos. Please check out my photos. They're amazing. I can't believe I was a real photographer for a little while. It was amazing. So I needed to go there. I needed to go to concertconfessions.com for all your live music, news, and reviews. For the fans, by the fans. Come join our family. Check out my Meat Puppets Moist Boys 2 nights of craziness in the only state that has pot shops set up. I also needed to go to ChristinaRocks.com, hang the DJ. She's hosting the Time Warp, 89xradio.com, every Sunday morning, 8 to 12. I'm going to listen this week. I'm going to badger her to play Ween. I also needed to go to theandydeershow.com. If you're not already there, go there now. Check out the guy who's making my podcast happen, Andy Deer. Check out Tyler Kale, the Doppelganger King, coming out of the West Coast, the best coast. Like his podcast the other day, Bonita Applebum, reminded me of when I was smoking weed at that girl's house in Lakewood. We were around the corner from a Casa Bonita. That's right, folks. Like Eric Cartman. Like Eric Cartman says you got to be Clyde's friend on Facebook so you can go to Casa Bonita for his birthday. Yeah, we were there. And by the way, South Park is actually called Fair Play. It's not called South Park, which saddens me. But Chris Kirkwood was telling me that they drove through there to check out the town, which is just so awesome that that band had to drive through because they watched South Park. They also said, Kurt Kirkwood also said he doesn't need, like, somebody mentioned the Book of Mormon, and he's like, I don't need 2 hours of a play and a musical. I don't need that. And he was telling us how there was a lot of Mormons where he grew up with some Mormon kids or something, or somebody was Mormon. Somebody was I don't know, and it was just, and I mentioned that, all I need to watch is the South Park half-hour special, the half-hour episode all about Mormons, and that's a good one. And that just shows you basically how it went down. We got AndyQuiet.com, your source for quality. ConcertConfessions.com for all your live music, news, and reviews for the fans, by the fans. We have Hang the DJ, ChristinaRocks.com. Time Warp on the weekends, 89xradio.com. And we also have theandydeershow.com for all your podcast needs. I gotta make a list of these things. But anyway, folks, until next week, when I will be a lot more alert, and I will be a lot less tired than I am this week, still adjusting from the time difference in Mountain Time. Until then, whiskey, weed, and Warren Zevon, late.
This has been the J Parks Experience. Thank you so much for listening.